Are you looking for some really cool news? Hold on, I got you covered here. Let me take a seat pretty quick. So, first and foremost, it was a great Saturday. Um, we increased our webinarcloser.com team. Plus, we taught a few people the first step in the morning and then take action in the afternoon. And that's what I'd like to share with you. First and foremost, for our webinarcloser.com/deal offer, we already got one, two, three, four, five, six closers for you. Roy, Chris, Michelle, Kevin, and Roberto, which is pretty awesome. I'm pretty excited is Randall started today, and he is one of the webinar runner hunters. Now, what that means is if you go to webinarcloser.com/deal, you will find out that if you take advantage of this licensee, you can take actually a webinar runner. That's a guy who runs a webinar you can work with. You can take one of those guys from our actual pool. And our pool at the moment, let me check the mail here. Heading over to my mail. Is I want to share with you what that means, and so you get an actual point. I mean, for sure, you can. Damn it, it's pretty hard to talk with you and have a look at my smartphone and search something. Wait a second. Here we go. I mean, you can, as I described in one video before them or below them on my timeline, you can actually go with a webinar you went through, right? And you bought some stuff because you like it. We can actually go and figure out with this guy that you want to work in this engine, right? Or you can do it by yourself. But the cool part is, let me share with you this shit. Where is it? Here we go. So I don't want to really drop the whole database here, but what you see here, all the things I scroll, these are actually all webinars in the pool available. And there are from whatever you like to have. I mean, retail, virtual employees, wellness, negotiating, for sure there's some sales stuff in it. Understand here actually, since we started to go global with this stuff, which means for sure you can do this in Russian, in Spanish, in Italian, in every language humanly possible, as long as you understand my advice in English and you speak in other languages, mother language as example, you can easily implement that stuff into your mother language. I have to say, what we can't do actually is negotiating stuff in a deeper way, because I have no people available who are actually speak something else, like probably Philippine, the thing they speak in Malaysia, English, stuff like that. You get it. But that's not the topic here. What I'd like to share with you is we got really, really cool stuff here. Legal, how to become an what is this? No, implement, how to implement stuff, how to get focused, and really cool self-education and self-development stuff. Really awesome, everything. I mean, I see so many shit, even gaming, animations, apps development, everything, right? And these are all webinar runners who actually have, let's say, the problem that they have a conversion rate from 20% on the webinar, which is pretty high. So what we do is just we follow up with the non-buyers. And since we implemented a pretty cool new element, which actually is from the registration, we will call them up. If it's a live webinar, you have a time frame, right? So we can call them up, hey, well, what is your motivation to attend this webinar, stuff like that. And if it's a replay, which is available immediately, we actually go for the non-buyers direct. If it's a replay, which is available in 2 days or in 1 hour, whatever, we will figure out the strategy and the tactic and let you know how to make that actually happen. So here's what we did today. We figured out, okay, what kind of webinar do you want to target? I mean, with the guys we have here, what kind of webinar do you want to target? And then they picked one, right, from our pool. And because it's pretty simple, a webinar runner hunter already talked with this guy, so it's pretty easy for us to follow up in our name because they already know what we or what you are talking about, and that makes it a little bit simpler, right? But if you would like to have a webinar which is out of our pool, for sure, you can go by yourself to get a partnership with them. I tell you exactly what you have to do, or you can take one of our hunters to get this partnership done. Now, if you want to do it by yourself, what I highly recommend, and just because of the fact that you actually know what you are doing, that's the only reason, but it's first and foremost, it makes a lot of fun. Second, it's experience, and it makes it much more easier for you to hire someone later. I hope you get that. Now, what we did is we figured out a strategy, kind of, let's say, sales process and sales cycle on how to get these people even on the phone. And these strategies and tactics are for sure available for you if you go at webinarcloser.com/deal and you give advantage of the whole solution, which is actually like kind of agency license for one engine. I will tell you anything how to do that, or you can take advantage from one of our webinar runner hunters or one of our closers. That's not a problem at all. And it's pretty awesome because the more we talk with these guys, the more we figure out ideas, the more strategical and tactical it gets, the much more faster we can move forward, right? I mean, we started with normal sales process, then we figured out how these guys really, what kind of behavior these webinar runners have and stuff like that. Then we figured out, okay, hey, wow, you get so many registered people and just a fraction of it attend the shit. Why is that? So we figured out, okay, we call up the people who actually just register. Then we figured out a lot of more stuff. I cover in personal coaching if it comes to hire these guys, and for sure or Facebook website or Facebook webpage, I do the same. I give tips away for free if you're a webinar runner. But anyway, it makes a lot of fun to see all these guys moving. I mean, this morning we actually teach how it works, the strategy, the sales process, the sales cycle, and everyone, and it's Saturday. And I mean, everyone has actually a deal. Everyone got the leads delivered, at least test leads, which means 10 or 20, and the next step will be, okay, now we put the closer in place, right? So it's a kind of triangle, you, webinar runner, closer, and you just coordinate the stuff. That's actually it. So if you're interested to learn more about this shit, which is a pretty awesome, cool shit, by the way, go to webinarcloser.com/deal, fill in the application, and talk with me or with someone from our team, and let's see what we can do. It's a free call, just to figure out if it works or not. And yeah, it makes a lot of fun. And as I said, pretty awesome. We got Randolph in the game, which means we crossed 20 employees, and in 2 days we are exactly 1 month in the game. So be a part of it. We'll be happy to work with you. And yeah, let's have a look outside what happened here to end this pretty fancy video. Cool, man. Still awesome. Check this out. Pretty ridiculous. Yeah, man, so take it easy, take care. Life is just too short if you actually live the same day every single day again. It doesn't have to be like that. Go to webinarcloser.com/deal, and yeah, let's have a look what we can do. Take care. Make sales and more. Bye bye.